Hey, it's Astro D. Love and relationships, my specialty, in case you didn't already know. Today I'm talking about Venus and the moon because I have begun a new series now. And we're going to talk about Venus in aspect to all of the planets in this series. We're going to go from the moon all the way to Pluto. And I'm going to talk about, in each video, we're going to talk about the basic major synastry aspects. And here's the thing, there are way more aspects, right? There's so many different intricacies, but the deeper you go into, when you stray off of the major aspects, it's kind of the gray area of aspects. And for educational purposes, even for entertainment purposes, I'm not going to go into the gray areas, meaning biquintile, semi-sextile. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk about the extreme aspects. So I know somebody's going to be in the comments and be like, what about the sextile? Or what about this one aspect? What about that aspect? At this point, if you are on these videos, you should have a grasp of basic astrology. And you should know that the squares are extreme and the aspects are, and then you have the gray area aspects in between. You should already know about your aspects. And if you don't, you can check out my course, ABC's Basic Easy Astrology. Okay, and you can learn those all over again. Okay, but for right now, I'm just going to keep it really basic because this is more intermediate to advanced level astrology when we start getting into the synastry. So enough said. Let's talk about Venus square moon and get right into it, or Venus and moon synastry. So I think, to me, because, and I didn't think this, of course, until I actually experienced it. And it was experienced with one person. And to this day, this person has a special place in my heart. You know, when people say that, like, you know, you have a special place in my heart, that happens when their Venus hits your moon. Leave in the comments if you've experienced someone's Venus touching your moon or your Venus touching their moon and what that experience was like. It was a double whammy in my case. So I'm sure the feeling is mutual. They will never forget my awesomeness, as I won't forget theirs, right? So these are the things that happen. This is a strong bond. Now I'm going to talk about the conjunction. Make it clear this is the conjunction. We know the conjunctions are the blendings of the two energies, and you're blending two benefics. So when these people, when these people connect, there is a natural affinity to want to be close to each other, to want to share affection, caring, bonding with each other in the sweetest of ways. This is deep emotional satisfaction. I get pleasure from this. Now, how's it being experienced from the moon to Venus? Remember, when you have a conjunction, these planets are melding and blending together. So you're blending this energy of pleasure and nurturing, safety, comfortability with pleasure. Oh my goodness. When I tell you this is the ultimate Netflix and chill partner, I'm telling you the truth. And when I say Netflix and chill, it don't even got to be Netflix. It can be anything where you guys literally wake up, have a good time on a Friday night, wake up on a Saturday, maybe change your pajamas, but keep pajama clothes on, make food, watch, a cool series, binge watch a series. Maybe get something in the evening. I don't know if you like a sip of something or a smoke of something, and y'all just ride out that Saturday weekend doing that. For some people, that's extremely boring. That's like a waste of life and time. For a lot of people, though, that is very comforting. It's nostalgic. And I think we do need to appease the lazy side of us. This is what I call the lazy aspect too. This is also a partner that you could find yourself slacking on your work after a while because things are just so comfortable. If you value comfort, That's a part of your value system, because Venus is a part of our value systems. If you value comfort, this partner, you will fall in love. Natural affection. I can touch you with no problem. You know, some people, you cuddle with them or you get too close to them and it's kind of weird. It's awkward. It doesn't feel smooth. Well, hugging this person and touching them feels smooth. The Venus person takes pleasure in the nurturing that the moon person has to offer. The moon person takes pleasure in the sensual ideas that Venus brings. Because the moon's like, hey, I'm going to bring out the blanket, right? And Venus is like, cool, I got these yummy chocolates. They're like homemade from this company, mom and pop shop up the street. You know, they're used with high quality chocolate. Let's say this is a Taurus. Ooh, a moon-Venus conjunction in the sign of Taurus. You can't beat that. I want to hang out with these people only because they connect to my soul. I'm sure you guys know what my sun is, if that's the truth. So we talk about that conjunction where we're blending this. And even with the trine, I believe the trine and conjunction are very similar. We all know, because we're advanced in this class over here, we already know that the conjunctions are more powerful. Trines are just easy. So the conjunction, I would feel like the two couples are feeling like they're as one. Like, I see you and me, I am you, and you are me. Now, when you have a trine here, this is almost like, man, that cousin that you love, he's just always around. He's your cousin. We take this for granted. They bring so much comfort to us that we almost think that people are just like that. And you can leave this in the comment if you've ever experienced this. You can leave it in the comments if you've ever experienced having someone in your life. Maybe it was a family member, could have been a lover, anything. Having someone in your life and them having to exit and you realizing, whoa, that was so smooth. Because 9 times out of 10, that means you probably had a trine with that person. And it's like, whoa, that was so smooth. Why is that so hard to find with everybody else? Man, I just didn't have any issues with this person. You probably had some trines. And you're just realizing it now because you didn't have to work for it. Trines, we don't have to work for. They come easy to us. They come smooth to us. We barely notice sometimes that they're even freaking there till they're gone, unfortunately. So definitely, I'd love to hear about those experiences in the comments. And now you got your square. Very similar to the opposition. I'll give the distinction of those two in a moment. But let's get straight to the square. Now, this is where we don't feel as comfortable, or it's not as fulfilling. It's almost disappointing. There's tension between what I want and what I want and what you need. For example, you really may need to just talk it out. But maybe my Venus is like, no, I want us to SUL it out. You know what I'm saying? Let's go for a round or two real quick. But the moon's like, no, I'm not feeling that way. But Venus is like, but I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that. What are you doing? Why aren't you cooperating with me? We're supposed to cooperate in this relationship. So there's fluctuations in the emotional stability when it comes to matters of the partnership. The moon may be feeling disturbed. The moon does not feel comfortable with Venus. So this is an example of, hey, the moon's like, hey, I'm going to go get a blanket. And Venus is like, all right, well, I'm going to go get the artisanal chocolates. And the moon is like, but I don't feel comfortable. Maybe the moon is in Virgo and the moon's like, but I don't feel comfortable eating chocolate just after I got off a fast or something for some health purpose. They feel disturbed by the fact that Venus is like, yo, let's get the most, let's get some chocolate that's got these Asian letters on it. Y'all know what I'm talking about when you go to stores and you see, you don't know the language, but you see it written in a different language and you're like, I don't know if I should try this or not. I don't know what it is. But let's say Venus in Sagittarius is like, yeah, let's go try it. Taste this. When you get the blanket, Venus comes down. Venus is like, Moon, why'd you get that ugly blanket? Why did you get that ugly blanket, Moon? And the Moon's like, well, Moon in Virgo, well, it's better to have a curved pillow and a blanket that's weighted so that for some emotional purpose that suits the Moon. But Venus is like, no, but it's ugly. It doesn't look good. It doesn't fit the aesthetic of what's going on right now. Well, Moon's like, hey, I don't know why you bought me this Chinese lettering candy bar. I'm not eating this. I don't feel comfortable eating that. You see where the clash is? You can't get as comfortable together. This is probably the worst person to Netflix and chill with. And the opposition, the difference between this is just disharmony. It's just not working between my desires and what makes you comfortable. What makes you comfortable is probably just tasteless to me. I probably don't like it, the things that make you comfortable. Now, in the opposition, we're teetering back and forth on that energy. But there's something about what the other has you may need to grow. Similar to the square. But hey, I prefer an opposition to grow than a square. Sometimes people are like, no, I want the squares. I'm going to grow hard. Those are some tough lessons. All right. If you want to stick in with that. Life is hard enough to me. So I'm like, yo, if we got enough squares, like, why am I dealing with this? But the opposition, you can find something you need. When you think of an opposition, think of something like the Capricorn and Cancer. That's a wonderful opposition. Capricorn still is hard, but Capricorn needs nurturing. Cancer is soft, but Cancer needs discipline. Cancer needs structure. That water needs a container that Capricorn will be. So do you understand the seesaw when we talk about the oppositions here with these synastry aspects and when it comes to specifically dating? So I hope I got it. Now the sextile this is an opportunity. It could work. You guys maybe could work things out where you can enjoy each other's company. Sometimes there might be some friction there, but there's chances that you two can work things out on your accord. So I hope you enjoyed the first video to this series, Venus Moon. And if you want to go further into aspects, if you feel like you need a fresh up, check out my book, Planets and Aspects, or check out my basic astrology course. And if you just love all this synastry stuff, I have synastry courses available for you as well. Take care.